Tell me, we've got a guest coming up, Ray Walter. He's been in the industry a long time. He's got a niche that a lot of people may be interested in hearing about.
Yeah, Ray Walter is a good friend of mine. He has a private money company, and what they do is they get investors that are that want to be involved in real estate, but they don't want to be involved in the management and the buying and selling of real estate. But they want to, look at higher yields than they're going to get from their bank or their credit union. And what he does is he takes their investment dollars and loans it out to rehabbers and people that are doing reconstruction, mostly contractors and stuff that can't normally get normal financing. They're first trust deeds, so the investors are always in a first trust
lien position.
Yeah, first lien, and the yields that he's paying out on there usually less than a year, usually a year to 2 years max, are anywhere from 10 to 14%.
Wow.
Monthly. I mean,
wow.
And I borrowed from him to do a couple of close in 3-day type of transactions, and I've also considered loaning my my money that's sitting in a CD,
right, and at 5%,
and he's
2 or 3 times that, yeah.
Mm-hmm, and he's got an awesome track record. I mean, you think about that; it's 1% per month. So if you're a $50,000 investment in a 75% loan to value piece of real estate or less,
pretty safe there,
and you're making it in Austin, Texas,
right,
and you're making 1% per month. That's easy money.
That's not bad. And there's a lot of those guys out there that need that money. A lot of people are doing that kind of work. They come to me all the time, and with the credit tightening that's going on, sometimes it's harder for them to get that money,
right,
to get those loans. So let's go to the phones. We'll talk to Ray. 390-1370 is our number if you have a question for Ray. Ray, thanks for calling into the Mortgage Show, Real Estate Radio in Austin, Texas. We're glad you're with us today.
Hi, David. How you doing?
Any better? I couldn't stand it.
Great.
How about you? I've got this guy you might know, Kenn Renner, with me today.
Yes, I do. Hi, Ken. How you doing?
Hi, Ray. Are you stayed out of the rain? I guess it's a little foggy out there.
It is. Yeah, I'm staying dry.
Good. Tell us a little bit about, you've got this private money. What's the name of the company?
It's Walter Capital Funding. And basically what we do, we operate similar to a private bank. What we do is we have a network of private investors that invest through our company. Their investments are secured by a first trust deed on real estate. We lend to people, typically builders and developers and just private real estate investors. Some of the private real estate investors are the type of people that will buy a home, fix it up, renovate it, and sell it. And they typically will buy some of these homes in a state of where it needs renovation, where they can pick it up maybe 50 to 60 cents on the final market value. And what we'll do is we finance people that have good credit, that have a good track record, that need quick financing to purchase a property, renovate it, and then flip it to make a profit. So our private investors are fully secured by first lien position. They receive interest payments paid monthly. Our average private investor for an investment of $50,000 and above will net a yield monthly of $500 per month. A lot of our investors typically are coming out of CDs that are offering maybe 4% and 5%, turning it into a trust deed, a first trust deed. It offers obviously not as secure as a CD, but it's fairly secure because these properties typically have 30% or more equity on them. And to date, we haven't had any private investors, knock on wood, that had lost any money in principal or in yield.
Wow.
That's great. I've noticed that you do a lot of work on the east side, which is all the redevelopment. You're actually helping redevelop some of the downtown areas of Austin by loaning to contractors to redevelop these properties that are in need of fix-up.
That's correct. In fact, the neat thing about this, Ken, is some of these neighborhoods that our borrowers have gone into have fully had the support of the surrounding neighbors. They're coming in, they're picking up a property that maybe have been sitting there for a couple months. It's just been kind of the eyesore on the street. They're coming in, they're fixing it up, they're increasing the overall value of the neighborhood. A lot of times they get the support of the neighbors nearby. It's just been a great community effort, and just being able to get involved in that aspect. Our borrowers love it. Most of our borrowers do this on a full-time basis. Some of them have a full-time job and do this on the side evenings and weekends. It's just been really fun and exciting, Ken, to see the amount of community that they've been building by coming in and renovating these homes and turning around and making a profit on them, and also increasing the overall value of the neighborhood.
That's right. You're right, Ray. My wife flipped. I financed them. My wife and her parents did it 3 homes last year, and every single time they got to know the neighbors while they were rehabbing the house. They really appreciated them coming in and fixing these houses up and beautifying the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a great thing.
I understand you even work out in Corpus Christi. Tell us about what you've been doing down there.
Yeah, we sure do. We've got a certain section in Corpus Christi where it's been a little bit more in the luxury home market, and that market actually has been very stable. And Ken, before we go into a market, we heavily research it. We want to make sure that it's a solid neighborhood, especially with the times that we're in. Central Texas, and Texas has been really good to us. But whenever we branch out of Central Texas, we always want to make sure that the neighborhoods that we invest in are up and coming, that there's no balloon, there's no risk for anything like that. We order sometimes 2 to 3 appraisals if we need to support a value. But we've been actually branching out into the Corpus Christi area. It's been a market, at least in the luxury home market, that's done phenomenally well. You've got real estate, oil executives and doctors and attorneys that are looking for that type of product, typically $1 million and above.
I find that real interesting. When you think of this, you think of more dilapidated properties. What do they do in a more luxury home market? Same thing?
I can give you an example on that, David. We had a recent example where we had some repeat borrowers. They picked up a home in Corpus Christi. It literally just been sitting there for about 2 years. In a shell state, and a builder had originally owned that property and just got too busy and never got a chance to get around and fix it up and do the improvements himself. They picked up this property, if I remember correctly, for about $270,000. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe it was $270,000. And they added probably about $350,000 to $400,000 in renovation costs to it. And they ended up selling it in less than 6 months from the time they purchased it. They sold it for $1,005,000.
Wow, what a deal. So, Ray, you're looking for both investors that want to invest in this sort of thing, invest their money, get a good rate of return, and also perhaps people that need the loans, both sides of the fence.
That's correct.
That's awesome. How do they get a hold of you? How do the people get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me is probably via email, and that would be ray@walterfunding.com. If they want to find out more information about the trust deed investment, that's basically what these are. If they're an investor and they want to get 12% return on the money secured by real estate with a 30% or more equity position, they can actually visit my website or email me. But my website is waltercapitalfunding.com.
Well, that's good information. Ray@walterfunding.com or waltercapitalfunding.com is the website. Shoot him an email, give him a call.
Or you can go to the McMillanteam.com, and we'll have that posted up there as well.
That's right. Hey, Ray, thanks for calling in today.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too, bud. All right, you're listening to Real Estate Radio. That was an interesting situation. A lot of stuff going on. Pretty good investment opportunity there.
Yeah, absolutely. And all over the state now, so that's a good opportunity.
Right. Folks, we got to take a short break, but we'll be back shortly. You're listening to Real Estate Radio in Austin, Texas. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back after this.
The Mortgage Show with David McMillan will return on Talk Radio 1370 AM.